Today, it's the National Football League. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns taking on J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings.
Now from the home of the Dog Pound, EA Sports welcomes you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio.
Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from Cleveland. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man from the University of Michigan.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3. Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
Taken in at the 22. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
And at quarterback, a longtime signal caller in the National Football League, former Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco.
Remember when the conversation was, is Joe Flacco elite? Well, at one point he was elite enough to not only win a Super Bowl, but be named the MVP of that game. And for a time, one of the top-paid quarterbacks in the league. Not bad for a young man who transferred to Delaware from Pitt while in college. This guy has had a great career. Not many chances now to lead an offense, but still capable if put on the field.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Flacco here on second down.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Setting up to throw, Flacco. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Jonathan Grenard in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
On 4th down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland. And here's Rodgers on the return. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Yeah, that's a good start to drive number 2. Remember, they had to punt the first time they had it. So maybe a little bit different sense of purpose here, and they start out with a nice gain and a quick first down.
McCarthy to throw on 1st and 10.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on 1st down.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Now McCarthy.
Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Partner, it took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. To the air with McCarthy. Looks again for T.J. Hockenson, and he's got him again.
And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Surprised at all that they went with a fullback there?
Not at all, because it harkened back to the days where we watched these games almost in black and white, right? The stocky guy, the strong guy, the powerful guy with leg drive. Give him the football, and even if the blocking isn't perfect, he has the ability to scatter bodies and move people enough to pick up first downs. That's what we just saw right there.
So a big play there on fourth, and now 1st and 10 at the 30. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 23, this is 2nd and 3.
They'll try the right side with Jones. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Here we go. First down, Vikings.
Throwing is McCarthy.
Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 12-yard line.
Up the middle, Jones. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Bad place to fumble down here in the red zone. At least they got it. They'll have another shot. Or no, they won't have another shot. It's going to be 4th down. Maybe they can at least salvage 3.
And they were thinking 6 points because at this position of the field, it's go time, right? You take your shots at the end zone. They weren't able to do that one. So you look over at the sideline. There's the head coach saying, oh, heck, kick it. Field goal time.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick here is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead.
So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both of these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away.
Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, The goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Now the first carry here for their running back. 9 yards that time. First and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Now Flacco.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, Flacco.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right, because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
The handoff to Ford up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now it's Flacco.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there, as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Flacco. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Browns. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns have taken the lead.
Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
On second down, it's McCarthy. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
So what do you do if you've got a defense in cover 3 trying to keep everything in front of them? The answer seems obvious. Just work those routes in front of them. This is going to be a hitch route, but he's operating in plenty of space, and he makes the catch here for a first down.
A run with Jones on first down, not going to yield much. A yard tops. Second down coming up.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now 2nd and 9.
Again, it's Jones. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. An inside give to Jones. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it, but it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you got the first down or not. And you want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here's McCarthy.
Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe, because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
McCarthy operating from the gun.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. McCarthy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 28. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Sticking with a pass. Here's McCarthy.
Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
A gain of 10 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 23-yard line.
Now 2nd and 5. On play action. Now McCarthy.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Myles Garrett. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Back to throw. McCarthy. Flush to his right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this one is right down the middle. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Cleveland offense making their way out.
And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
Kevin O'Connell clearly unhappy with that call, and he's thrown that red challenge flag out on the field. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. They run with Ford, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Check three. Single, slot. Hey,
Here's Flacco. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
And now out comes Minnesota. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to make it 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now
as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2nd down, Flacco now.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Jonathan Allen in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Third down and 13.
On the ground, it's Ford. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. But I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Throwing again.
McCarthy over the middle and complete to Addison.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line.
3rd and 2. Here's McCarthy.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field.
And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Flacco. quick completion here to Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco.
Into the hands of Cedric Tillman.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Flacco.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They go pass again with Flacco. Throw right side complete to Carter.
Yeah, the Browns are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Flacco. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Deontay Johnson
from 4 yards out.
And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. Kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Open man is Jalen Naylor.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 8.
Flacco looks to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Here is third and quite a ways.
To pass, Flacco.
This one downfield for Tillman.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one, but maybe...
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! 3 touchdown passes now for Joe Flacco.
And the Browns have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And in the end, it was Deontay Johnson's touchdown catch to cap the drive.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge, an opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
McCarthy to throw on 2nd down.
Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Here's a give to Jones running left. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Addison will go in motion left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st. Looking to throw. McCarthy setting up the screen here. Aaron Jones.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the 1st down.
A give to Jones. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 27-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Here's a tap forward by McCarthy on the touch pass.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
Back to throw. McCarthy. That is incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
From 13 yards out.
And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
A try here for the extra point. He's got it. They're back within a score. It's 21-13. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was T.J. Hawkinson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Take a look at Deontay Johnson as this offense runs back out.
He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to a guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have the 2 touchdown catches. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. Flacco from the gun. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Normally, that's not the down and distance that you call a draw play. You're usually wanting to wait the second or third down with a definite passing situation before that play is dialed up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And he's got this to Jefferson.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 45-yard line. Looking to throw. McCarthy going underneath. He's got Hawkinson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Second down and 4.
Operating from the gun. McCarthy, quick slant, caught by Moore. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 29-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
McCarthy off the play fake. This is caught by Addison.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A very solid gain of 27.
But they certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
Jones will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Kevin O'Connell choosing to leave his guys out there. They'll go for 2. McCarthy going to look to throw for it.
Throws right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away.
fighting his way through contact. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
They will start this drive with Ford. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
2nd down and 3.
Again, they turn to Ford. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
They blitzed there, but to be honest, I don't know if it would have mattered had they blitzed or not. That run play was going nowhere.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult at times to figure out where that defense is coming from. But if you're committed to running the football, you can get people up on those linebackers, right? Those guards don't have to block anyone at the line of scrimmage. They can get up to the 2nd level and create some space.
The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Setting up to throw, Flacco. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
The Browns send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. On play action, McCarthy.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Looking to throw, McCarthy. To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now McCarthy.
Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 3. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
Shifts by him.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43.
In motion right is Addison. And now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Jones.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Throwing is McCarthy. Completes this to Addison out left.
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 31-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Now a 1st down carry by Jones.
And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
He's tackled at the 39-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. To the air with McCarthy.
He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Aaron Jones
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Vikings have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and they will take a 7-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
1st and 10 here for Flacco.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here.
Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. There go play action. Here's McCarthy. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now Jones looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Back to throw. McCarthy. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another second and goal. They'll try again with Jones. It'll be a gain of 4, but it'll bring us now to a third and goal. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
He's going to get it on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
And 3 yards on the carry there as his defense holds strong and takes it to 4th and goal.
They went for broke on 3rd down, and it would have really lit up the sideline if that one had worked. What do they do now on 4th down?
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Another opportunity now for the Browns offense. A tougher task for them now. That turnover on their last possession led to the field goal, meaning that they have to now try to erase a 2-score deficit here in the 4th.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
He'll get this complete to Tillman.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Passing play, Flacco. He finds his man Johnson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Flacco's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Flacco.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. They'll come to the line. This is 3rd and 3. Now Flacco. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, we knew this was going to be a tall order anyway, down 2 scores with this little time remaining, but that interception puts it in to any hopes that they had.
All right, partner, work with me here, because obviously scoring a touchdown, getting the onside kick, then going down, scoring again, well, that's asking a lot, isn't it? And that's really not a great expectation to begin with. I think they'll look back on this game and see what got them in this spot in the first place and say to themselves, we really gave this game away.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's 3rd and 3. On play action. Now McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cleveland.